Hi and welcome to Take Time to Create. My name is Linda, and today we are going to work in the Brooklyn Sketchbook for the art library, the Brooklyn Art Library. I've been working on this for a while now, and the due date is fastly approaching. It's coming up very quickly. By the time I upload these last few pages, I might have already turned it in, so I'm not sure. Anyway, so I have 2 pages left. So I've started out with my dinosaur, then we've got more dinosaurs that are surfing, then we have pirate ship in space, we have a frog on a car, we have Egyptian cat, we have this creature giving the planet to his friend for his birthday, we have this cowboy riding an airplane, and we've got a blank page. Oh, and I've got one back here. So this is my bird with space shuttle wings. I'm not sure what any of this is called, but anyway, so I have this front page to do, and I have 2 more spreads to complete, and I am done. So this one, let me go ahead and protect the other sheets. Okay, so we've got that, protecting the sheets. Now, let me show you my focal point, and it's not fussy cut out. Oh, it's kind of hard to see. Let me flip it. Because I'm doing black and white for the images, and so I'm going to probably put red as the background, also a bright background, because all of these are black and white. So I have a hot air balloon that I cut out of a magazine. I have these wings. They were part of an owl. And I don't know where the rest of it went. Anyway, so it's part of an owl, but these beautiful wings to go with there. And then we have an old car that will be down here inside of the basket. So that will be the main focal point. And of course, we'll add things as we go, add some doodles probably as we go with that. But for the beginning of this one, what we're going to do is what we've done with all of the others is create a background. And for this one, I want to start with dictionary pages. So let me grab those. Okay, so I have my dictionary page, and I'm just going to rip it, and I am going to adhere it onto my page. I have matte Mod Podge. I'm going to pour a little bit out into a paper plate. A trick I have is make sure you wipe the edge. So get a baby wipe or paper towel or something. Wipe the edges before you close it back up, and that will really help it preventing your lid from gluing itself to the Mod Podge base. Just a trick I've learned over the years. I also have a Finnabar silicone spatula. I really like these. They work very well for this kind of spreading layer look, I guess, what we want to call it. I don't know. Anyway, I really do like them. Paintbrush will work. Credit card will work to spread it over. I mean, really anything. So use what you have. Make sure you get underneath everything and smooth it down as best you can. But I don't think I've ever gotten one of these background collages to lay perfectly flat, but that's just me. I'm sure other people have tricks. I always end up with a bubble or two, but that's okay. I am hanging off a little bit on the edges, and I will trim that at the end. So let me go ahead and do both pages, and then we'll be ready to paint the background. And then now I covered that, so now I'll go through and clip it so it stays, and yeah, all right, let me finish, and then we'll move on to painting. Okay, this is done. Need to do some more spreading out. Let it dry completely. If you need to use your heat tool, be careful it doesn't bubble. And go ahead and dry it before we do the paint, because you don't want to put any glue on your paintbrush. You don't want to have that extra glue sticking. If you have any extra Mod Podge that you weren't able to use, make sure you put it back in your container so that you can reuse it, because we don't want to waste. And clean off your brush and your area, and then we will go ahead and go to the next step. Let me dry this completely and I'll be right back. All right, so this is all dry now, and so now I want to paint it. And since it's black and white, I decided to pull out some red paint. I just have this garnet red folk art, and I'm going to use some antique copper, maybe some rose gold, but I doubt it, and probably a little bit of the pearl white, but because I thought this would add a nice contrast. And I am actually just going to kind of splotch it around like I always do. I think I'm gonna make sure I have it darker on the outsides. And I'm just taking a paintbrush and I'm just painting around. Now that I have the outside done, I am going to take a baby wipe and just kind of wipe away a little bit of this. Not everything, just a little bit, because I really want to make sure it's darker on the outsides. And then I'm taking, nope, not the rose gold, I want the copper. So I sprayed some copper down, and I'm just using the same brush, and I am just kind of blending the edges together, swirling it around. I'm going to probably get a baby wipe and kind of get rid of some of this a little bit too, but that's all right. And then I have some red, and I am actually going to take a little bit of red and mix it with that copper. And then I don't want a lot, just a little bit. Oh, there it goes. It wasn't coming out. Now it is. Okay, just gonna kind of swirl it, just like this. It looks like a big gobbledygook mess. Loving it. All right. Now I have a baby wipe, and I'm just gonna take the baby wipe and lay it flat and just kind of press it down, just like that. Lift it up. So it takes up just a little bit, but not everything. All right, 1/2. All right, we're going to do the other half. Okay, so now I want to add a little bit of the pearl white. I feel like it's a little dark. When I take my hot air balloon, I like that it's going to stand out against it, but I don't want it completely red like this. So I'm going to take a little bit of the white, put that all around just like that, just a little bit. Kind of smear this around, brush it around. There we go. I'm using all the same brush because I don't want to wash brushes in between. And I'm just kind of blending it out to the edges, blending it in the center here. And I will have all of my colors on here, and I will be very happy. I'm just kind of blending it all the way out, blending it in the center. This is almost putting like a glaze on it, so all the other colors are still there, but this is the top color. All right, just like that. Let me kind of angle it so the light, because when it's wet like this, it's really shiny and it's hard to see. I'm kind of scooping off just a little bit. All right, just like that. Let it dry. I'll be back. Okay, so everything is dry here, and I really like how it turned out. Things are kind of glued to the page, but this is why we have our background, you know, the tissue paper in between so that you don't glue your pages together. So I want to add a little bit more texture, and I have this stamp here, and I'm using Ranger Archival ink, and I am just going to stamp around. Make sure you go off the edges. I'm kind of doing some repeat stamp, so you know it's not all bright colored, so I stamp it a couple times. I don't remember what that's called. Okay, just like that. All right, now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take this off and I'm going to trim around the edges so that when I put my balloon pieces down and my wings and stuff, I will know exactly where my boundaries are. So I'm going to trim everything up. I'm also going to trim around the edges. I'm going to fussy cut out my black and white pieces. Then we will finish up. So let me trim these and I'll be right back. All right, so I have all my edges trimmed and I have everything fussy cut out. So we are going to start putting this together. I'm going to put my balloon down first, and I'm using Mod Podge, matte Mod Podge. Now, I am not going to, well, I'm going to go all the way to the edges, but I'm going to be able to lift up a little bit of the edge because I want to be able to slip the wings underneath it. So, and one of the wings will get cut off, and that's okay because we want to have interest. We don't want it to be directly in the center. I'm actually going to pull this out so I can go all the way to the edges. All right, I have one more page to do in this book, and I've got the beginning to do, and that is it. I have to say I'm kind of excited and I'm kind of sad because I really do love this project. The Brooklyn Art Library. If I ever get out to New York, I'm going to make it a point to go visit my book and say hello to it. All right. So now I am going to, and I'm not worried about grabbing this when I'm all done, and I probably won't show you on camera, just so you know. What I'm going to do at the end is I'll come through and kind of seal the edge a little bit just to make sure that it won't peel up. And we'll see what it needs when it's all the way dry, but I am almost done with this page. I'm so excited. I really have enjoyed the collaging on this. Collaging is something that I wanted to work on when I started this project. I wanted to just get better at it and see where my vision goes with collaging, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Okay, just like this, we're going to put in bunch. Oh yeah, the tips of the wings are going to get cut off, but that's okay. I like the black and white on this with the red background. I really like how that turned out. Okay, the last thing we need to add is the car. Here he is. You know, I have the shadow. You know, I'm going to cut around the wheels a little bit more. I have the shadow of the car a little bit, but I want definition on the wheels, so I'm going to just trim just a little bit more. There we go. All right. I am going to need to add ropes from the balloon to the car. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut this edge off, and there we go. There we go. Cool. I still kind of like it. Okay. What I'm going to do, and I guess I'm not doing it off camera, I'm just going to show you guys. I'm just going to kind of put a little bit here. I'm going to really kind of glue this like this, marry it down. I don't have anything on this page. It's still blank. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to kind of wrap it just a wee bit. And there we go with that. Let me dry this section here so I can add some ropes. All right, so I just have a Sharpie, and I'm going to draw one down from the center here, and I'm going to draw one down here, one over here, draw a couple more in the middle, thicken those up just a little bit. I have a thicker Sharpie because I think I want to go a little thicker on the lines, make them a little more defined. Ah, there we go. There we go. This page is done. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you know when I post more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.